So yesterday we have seen how to work with a particular data. Today we will see a scenario if we have the multiple data sources, how can we work with that? So I'm opening a new instance of Tableau, and in the meantime let me show you the data which I'm going to connect over here. That is, here is the data we have, right? So this is the data we have, in which we have the electronic and book. There are two sheets in this data. In one sheet I have, in one sheet I have the details of the electronic sales. We have the, we have the area we have, in which we have north, south, east, west. We have the name of the states. We have the electronic sales value and the profit values. Let us take another one. In the another book sales, we have a column, the heading region, where we have the data like north, south, east, west. We have the name of the state and we have the book sales. Few points to be noted in this data are, under the state, we have Jammu Kashmir and Bihar in books data, but it is not there in the electronic. And in electronic we have Odisha, which is not there in the book. Moreover, if you talk about this, uh, the area, see the heading for the data like north, south, east, west is area in the electric, but when we go to the books for the same, we have the heading as region. Okay, so the data is same but the heading is different, and I wanted to work with these two data sources. So first of all, let's get connected to these data sources. And here is the data source. I will go to the Excel. Let's get connected. So mm, so we can see we are getting the two sheets, books and the electronic. Let me take the book, and now I have to create a join. And one mandatory requirement to create a join is you just double click on the book and then take the electric over here. Okay, double click on the book and the electric and you are getting a join over here. For those who have a knowledge of SQL, they can very much recognize the symbol which is appearing over here. It is a symbol of the inner join, which indicates the common between the two tables. So it is displaying only the common records between the two tables over here. Let me see if you, yes, inner join. So this is a symbol of inner join. Absolutely correct. Now, so you are getting the common record. If you wanted to change the type of join, you simply need to click on this image and you can select left join, right join, and the full join. Left join means all the records from the left table and matching from the right table. Right means all from right and matching from left. Full means all from both the tables. Right. So as of now, I am going with the inner join and I will go to the sheet one. When it comes to normal visualization, no change. We can simply make the visual over here. Let me take the state from the book and let me take the book sales. So I'm getting the book sales over here, and I will also take electronic sales. So you can see in one visual I am displaying the data from two different data sources, that is the books and the electronic. And not only displaying, if I want I can also create a calculated field. So I can right click over here and say create calculated field. Let me say total sales. Let me name that as total sales, which will say sum of book sales. Oops, sorry. I will say sum of book sales plus sum of electronic sales. Say okay. Here it is, and you can take the total sales as well. So you are getting you are getting the data from two different data sources in one source, in one visual. Let us take one more example, and this time I will like to take the region from the books, and I will like to take the book sales, and let's take the electronic sale and see the beauty of Tableau over here is I'm able to get the data over here as well. Okay, but if you remember, the heading was different. In one field it was the region, and in another table it was area. But because the data was same, the Tableau is able to get the visualization from the two different sources. Okay, here it is. Right, and if you want, you can have the both also over here, the region as well as the state, and you can also get the total sales over here. Right, so in this is a simple way of working with the multiple data sources in Tableau. Hmm. Simple way of working with multiple data sources in Tableau. And let us take one more example. There is one more type of join available in Tableau, which is known as a cross database join. Now, cross database join is a join when the data, as of now, the two data sources I am working on, they are available in the same data source, right? But if the data source are available at different places, like in two separate Excels, how can we do that? So that is known as a cross database join. So I will get connected to the Excel, and I have the same data in a different file with the name book sales. I have a data with the name book sales. I'm getting connected to it. So you can see I have connected to the one data source, that is the book sales. And now I will click on add Excel. It could be from any other source as well. And I will say electronic sales. I am opening another data source. Two separate data sources I have opened. I will click on book. I'm getting the books. I have clicked on electronic. I'm getting the electronic. Don't forget, the first step to create a join is to double click on this. You double click on it and you go to the electronic sales, and you take electronic from here, and you are getting the join. Right, if you want same in as we have seen previously, you can change the type of the join. We don't want to do this. We are fine with the inner join. I can go over here. When it comes to the visualization, there is absolutely no change. Right, I can take the state from the book. I can take the book sales. I can take the electronic sales. I can here also I can create a calculated field. Let's take total sales, and I will say sum of book sales plus sum of electronic sales. Say okay, and let me take the total sales over here. Okay, so this is what we are getting over here, and this is known as a cross database join. Okay, now in Tableau we have one more thing. Till now we have always seen that if we wanted to work with the multiple data sources, the only option is the join. But in Tableau we have one more step ahead of it, that is known as data blending. Blending means mixing of data. So you will see that without creating a join, we will be able to work with the multiple data sources. So let me go to this data source, and I am connecting to the same data sources, the books and the electronic. So I will go to the Excel over here, and I will say book sales. I have opened the book sales data source, and in case of electronic sales, I have added one. This time I am not adding the data source, and I am going to the data, and I will say new data source and say Excel electronic sale. Book sales and electronic sales. No join, nothing. I will directly go to my sheet one, and you will see that you are getting the two separate data source. You click on books, you are getting the dimension and measure of books. You click on electric, you are getting the dimension and measure of electric. Let me click on the book over here, and let me take the state, and I take the book sales. Remember, we have not created any join. I will go to the electronic, and I will take the electronic sales. And you can see I am getting the data from both the visuals, sorry, from the two different data sources in the same visual via without creating a join. And not only this, we here also we can create a calculated field. I can right click over here and say create calculated field. Let me take total sales, where I will say sum of book sales, so as plus sum of electronic sales, right? And say okay. Here it is, and you can take the total sales over here. You are also getting the total sales on this. If you wanted to put a different visual over here, let us take the, let's go to the book. Let's take book sales on the basis of state. Let me make it as a horizontal bar chart, and let's make it as an entire view. I will also go to the electronic, and I will take electronic sales, and I would also like to have the total sales over here, and let me sort it, and let's display the label also over here. I'm getting the label over here. Now if you say 50 plus 115, it is appearing as 165. If you look at Assam, 6 plus 3, I'm getting as 9. But Jammu, Kashmir and Bihar, if you will notice, so 5 plus nothing, it should appear the as 5, but is appearing as nothing over here. Why? It is appearing nothing over here because here the value is null. We do not have any value for the Jammu, Kashmir and Bihar in electronics, and that's why whenever you manipulate with null in any calculation, the result will always be null. So to manipulate that, I will go to the data, total sales, say edit, and I will use a function over here. In Tableau, we have a function called ZN, that is converting the null to zero. Consider null as zero. Say okay. Okay, now you are getting the total sales. Clear? So this is what we are getting over here. Sorry. So here I have shown you three ways of working with the multiple data sources. Number one is a normal join. Number two is a cross database join. And number three is a data blending. So this is how you can work with multiple database. Okay. Now let us see what comes next. Okay, somebody's saying, and let me see if any questions. We will talk about India graph and all later. Please focus on what I am telling you and compare only. No, you can compare as many files as you want. There is no limit between difference between join and data blending. This is absolutely a very good question, Vidya. Good. So the good question, the difference between joins and data blending. The difference between join and the data blending is data blending works on the concept of relationship. Now, as you have highlighted, let me tell you over here, if you notice, can you see, let me go to the electronic, can you see a small icon over here? This icon indicates a relationship. In joining, we are joining the two fields, we are joining the two table on the basis of a common field. But in case of data blending, we are linking the two table. And by looking at the common field, Tableau automatically creates that relationship also. So literally you don't have to do anything. You just add the two data sources and start visualizing, right? Okay, so this was about the joins and the data blending. Now, the next thing which is coming up over here is, I'm not discussing about the assignment as of now. The next thing which comes up over here is filtering of charts. So let me take here. So I've already connected to the orders data source, which we were using yesterday. Let me take the sales on the basis of the subcategory. And I will also like to take the category over here. Let me put it like this. And let's make it as an entire view. Sorting. I can also put the category into the colors. Right. Now, if you wanted to filter on any field, you can just put that respective field into the filters tab and you can select what you want. I want only the furniture and the technology. I say apply and okay. I'm getting only the furniture and the technology category over here. Fine. Furniture technology is available over here. I can change it. So simply, if you wanted to filter, drag and drop to the respective place and you will be able to get the filter over here. One option is this. Another option is you can get an interactive filter where you can click on this drop down arrow and simply say show filter. And this will become an interactive filter which will be applicable at a runtime. You can select whatever you want during the runtime. So that is known as interactive filters. Then, okay, let us take one more example of the filter over here. And this time, let me remove category from here and let me display the data labels also. And I would like to put the subcategory into the filter and you will see there are four tabs: journal, wildcard, condition, and top. You can go to the wildcard. In the journal tab, you can just simply select what you want. You can go to the wildcard and you can specify a criteria that contains the character. Let's take R. Say apply. So I'm getting chair, storage, binders, accessories. All those categories which contains the character R has been displayed over here. Then you can also specify a condition. Let me say apply so that everything is visible. Suppose I want to get the details of only those fields where the total sales is more than 200, yep, 200,000. So I can say by field sales, sum of sales is greater than equal to 200,000. Say apply and you are getting only the ones where the sales is more than 200,000. Then the fourth tab, let me say none and apply so that everything is visible. The fourth tab we have over here is a top tab. If you wanted to have, suppose I wanted to display only the top three. I'm getting the top three over here and say apply. These are the top three over here. Then similarly, if you want bottom three, you can say bottom and say apply. You are getting the bottom three, right? Let me say cancel and I can remove this from the filters. So these are the four tabs of the filter, condition, wildcard, top, right? Then let us see how can we filter the date. So for that, let me take another visual and let me put the sales on the basis of the order date. Let's make it as an entire view and also take the category into the color. And if you wanted to filter the order date, you can just put the order date into the filter and click on next. And here you will be getting a range. You can specify a range over here which you wanted to display. You want sales transactions only within that specified range. What is the sales done in this specified range? Let's take apply. This is what we are getting over here. So that is the date filter. And we also have one more option of the date filter, which is more simpler and more useful. That is the interactive date filter. You can click on this drop down and simply say show filter. And you are getting the date over here. Which 2 years you wanted to compare, you can do it like this. Okay. So I want to see 14 and 17. What is the status from 14 and 17? So the sales has been increased in all the categories. Let's take all. Then we have something known as uh, interactive filters, date filters, where filters. Now this is interesting one. Let me take this time. Let's take the profit over here. Profit on the basis of the subcategory. I would also like to take the profit into the color, and let's make it as an entire view, and let's sort it also. Here it is, and display the label. Now let me put the profit into the filter and click on next. And here you can specify that where the profit is between the specified range. Say apply. It is giving only those categories where the profit is falling within the specified range. Okay, you can also type in over here. Here it is. So I'm getting the list of all those subcategories in which I have seen losses. Okay, so I will say apply and okay. So this is known as the where filter, as we are saying where the sales is or the profit is greater than this, less than this. So we are specifying a where condition. That is why it is referred to as a where filter. Okay, then we have something very important over here, and let's take one scenario. Let me take the sales on the basis of subcategory and putting the category into the color, and let's make it as an entire view, and let me take it as a horizontal bar chart, and let's sort it. And if you want, I can display the label as well. Now supposingly I have been specified to I need to display the top three. I need to display the top three subcategories. So how can we do that? So again, we will be using the filter over here, subcategory. I will go to the top by field. I want top three on the basis of sum of sales. Say apply and okay. I am getting the top three. And I will also like to get a filter on the basis of the category. So I'm getting the interactive filter on the basis of category. Now, here it is. And now if I remove the office supplies, as of now, I am getting top three. I remove office supplies. I am getting top two. I remove technology. I am getting only the top one. But my requirement was of top three. No matter what I select, no matter what I select, but I should always get the top three. Okay. So if I select furniture, I should get the top three from furniture. In other words, I can say my top three should be with context of the my selection. So I can click on this drop down arrow in the category, and you will see there is an option called add to context. and go over here. Now see what happens. Remove office supplies. I am getting top three from furniture and technology. Let me remove furniture. I'm getting top three from technology. Technology and office supplies. And let me say all. So I'm getting the top three from all. So that is known as a context filter, filtering with respect to some context. Okay, so this was the context filter. This, this. Okay, here also let me bifurcate it onto the basis of category like this. Mm, right. Another filter which we have is known as a data source filter. So let me take the sales on the basis of the category, putting the category into the color and making it as an entire view. Now, I wanted to utilize a data source filter. Now, there are two ways of filtering. Number one, you take entire data, do the visualization, and filter out the thing which you don't need. First option. Second option is that you take only those things on which you wanted to do the visualization. Example, if you have 10,000 records, out of which assuming 3,000 record are from furniture. So I don't want to uh, I don't want to do any visualization on the furniture. I only want the visualization of office supplies and technology. So I wanted to remove the furniture. So either I create the visual, then remove the visual, the furniture, or I simply do not take those 3,000 records which are for furniture. So let us remove that. And for this, I will right click over here on the data source and you will say edit data source filter. Click on add. Click on add, say category. Okay, I want office supplies and technology. Say okay. Okay. Right? I am getting only the office supplies and technology. Let's go to the other page. I am getting only office supplies and technology, office supplies and technology, office supplies technology everywhere. You have implemented one filter, no matter how many visuals are there, how many pages are there, everywhere the filter will be applied. If you wanted to filter on all the pages, then it can be a better option to use the data source filter rather than filtering on each and every page. Okay. So if you want to remove this, you can say edit. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Right click over here, edit data source filter. Click on this. I simply say remove and say okay. The filter has been removed. I am getting all the data and you will see that furniture is back everywhere. Hmm. This is what we are getting over here. So this was the context filter and the data source filter. Right. Now here, yesterday we have talked about the calculation. Let's see few more important calculations over here. Let us take this. Let me take the subcategory and let me take the sales over here. And you see that whenever we display any value by default in tab view, we always get the sum. We always get the sum over here. But what if I don't want the sum? I want the percentage. So I can click on the drop down arrow on the pill. Go to the quick table calculation and you will see something known as percentage of total. Percentage of total, and now you are getting it in a percentage format. Okay, the percentage contribution of accessories with respect to the overall sales is a 7%. If you also wanted to display the sales, you can also take the sales. You are getting both the sum of sales as well as the percentage. Okay, so this was one that is known as percentage of total. Second option is, suppose you wanted to display a running total. Let us take a scenario. Let me take the sales on the basis of order date. Let's make it as an entire view, and let's also display the category over here. Now you can see if we are getting ups and downs over here. In the 2015 there was certain down, but I want to give it in a more presentable manner. So I can click on this drop down arrow. I can go to the quick table calculation, and I will say running total and see what happens. I'm getting a running total over here. Running total means cumulative, where 2015 means 14 plus 15. 16 is 14 plus 15 plus 16. And 17 is 14 plus 16 plus 16 plus 17. Which means that we are not displaying the ups and downs within the time period. We are just displaying the cumulative over here. A better way of representing the data as per the requirement. So that is known as running total. Let us take one more example over here. Let me take the sales on the basis, or let me take it like this: order date and the sales. I am getting the monthly sales over here, right? Now, what I wanted to say, I wanted to see the variation in this case. What is the variation over here? I wanted to see the variation. So I can click on this drop down arrow and I will go to the quick table calculation. It will say percentage difference. And let me take the sales once again. Okay, so sales, let me put it over here down. Yep, it looks better. So now see what it is saying. In the January 2014, the sales was 14,000, but in February it was just 4,000. So it is saying that there is a dip in sales by 68%. Comparing the sales of January and February, the sales in February has been dipped by 68%, but in March the sales was 55,000. That is, the sales has been increased by from 4,000 to 55,000. So there was an increase in sales by 1100%. In the April, the sales is 28,000. That is, there is a dip in 40 by 48%. So here you are getting the variation. You are getting the variation in the monthly variation. What is there? Ups and downs can be displayed over here. Okay, so this is known as, these calculation which I am showing you, it is known as table calculation, right? Now we have one more interesting thing over here. Let us take the sales on the basis of category and subcategory. Let me make it as a horizontal bar chart and let's sort it. And here it is. And let me display the labels as well. And this time, instead of displaying the value, I will go to the quick table calculation and say percentage of total. I'm getting the percentage over here. I'm getting the percentage over here. Now just see what does chair, what is this chair 14% means. What do you understand by the chair 14%? Chair 14% indicates that Chair 14% indicates that the percentage contribution of chair with respect to the total sales is 14%. Percentage comparison of chairs with respect to the overall sales is 14%. Let me also add the subtotal over here. To get the subtotal, I can go to the analysis, totals, and I will say add all subtotals. Here it is. So I am getting the percentage. So what is 32? 32% is the contribution of furniture with respect to the overall sales. Let me take the sales over here once again. And here also I will make it as quick table calculation and percentage of total. And let me click on this sales, and you will see there is an option called compute using, and I will say compute using pane down, and see the sales percentage of chairs has been changed for 14% to 44%. Now how the percentage has been changed without the change in the data? Without the change in the data, the percentage has been changed. Any idea how? With respect to, right, absolutely correct. This is with respect to the category. So 14% is the percentage contribution of chairs with respect to the grand total, and 44% is the contribution of the furniture with, sorry, contribution of the chair with respect to the total sales generated by the furniture. Hmm. Here it is. So if you want, you can change the scope, which the percentage you want in which particular concept, and which with reference to what. Let us say the compute using, you have various option over here. Say table across, where everything will be compared to itself. So everything will be 100%. You can click on this drop down, compute using. Table down means table down and table is the same thing. It will be computed with respect to the grand total. Pane down and pane will be the one and the same thing. And here it is. Pane means this. That is furniture, office supplies, technology. Individually, it is a pane, this pane. So the percentage with respect to the pane over here is being displayed. Then with respect to the sales, that means everything. Sell with respect to the sell means everything will be compared to itself. I will say sell, and it is getting compared. Subcategory. So we are getting the percentage of subcategory. And we can once again go over here, say compute using, and say category, and see what happens. So we are just focused about the category sales. So it is displaying the category sales only, not the subcategory sales. It is all appearing as 100%. So I can make it as compute using pin down. Here it is. Okay. So that is compute using over here. Right. Now, so till now we have seen the various concepts of Tableau. What are the different things available in Tableau to make our visual more impactful? Now we will actually begin with the creation of the different type of visuals. So let's create few of the visuals over here. Here it is. The first visual which we'll see over here is the scatter chart. Scatter chart. Scatter chart is used to compare the two numeric values. So let me take the sales and let me take the profit. And here this circle represents the total sales and the total profit. Let me make it as an entire view. And if you want to increase the size of this bubble, you can go to the size and increase the size from here. And you can see there is an option called shape. You can also change the shape from here. Let me take a star. right? And let us bifurcate it onto the basis of region. Let's put the region into the color. So you will see I am getting the different color stars over here. Okay. And now you can right click on this and there's an option called drop lines. You can go to this and show drop lines. Now it will, when you will click on this, you will be getting the idea of what is the sales and the profit values because of these drop lines like this. Okay, but these drop lines are available only when you are clicking on it. So I will right click over here, go to the drop lines, edit drop lines. I want to be displayed always, and I want it a label also over here on the axis, and see what are we getting now over here. It becomes more meaningful over here. And this chart, we can do one more thing over this. Let us put the region into the label, and let's remove this also. Yes, this becomes more meaningful. What does it displays is displays the total sales and the profit of each region. So that is the sales and the profit achieved by the western region, eastern region, south, and the central. And see, very interesting fact is we can see over here the sales of south is less than the central, but the profit of south is more than the central, which indicates and which justifies the fact that more sales always does not means more profit. So this is what we are getting over here. That is a scatter chart. Okay. Let's create another visual over here where we know that is known as a word map. Word map is used when we need to when we need to compare multiple values, too many values we need to compare, right? So let us take the state into the text over here. So you can see that the name of the text are being displayed over here. Let me make it entire view, and let me put the sales into the size. And you will see I'm getting the squares of different size, but I don't want this square. So I can click on this drop down arrow on the automatic, and I will make it as, where it is, as the text. I will make it as text over here. Now you can see that the name of the various states has been written in a different font size. The name has been written in a different font size. Bigger font size means higher sales, and a smaller font size means a lower sales. Let me also put the profit into the color. Hmm. We're getting the sales and the profit. Let's say put some different color over here, which looks more better. So we can edit the color, say apply and OK. Now, just look at this. And if I don't want this card, we should always remove the card which are not required. And here it is what we are getting. Now, if you notice, the size of California and New York is the biggest. And if we see few like Florida, Washington, Texas, Pennsylvania, these are the one which are appearing in a comparatively bigger font size. Okay. So these are the where the bigger font size. California has created good sales, and the color is also dark, which indicates good profit. On the other hand, if we say Texas, the size is big, which indicates a good sales, but the color is very light, which indicates not a good profit. So if I move my pointer onto this, I can say that the profit is the sales is 170,000, and there is a loss of 25,000 over here. So Texas is actually giving us the losses. So that is known as a word map. Proceeding further, the next visual we have over here is a line chart. Line chart are best utilized for displaying a trend. So let us take the sales on the basis of order date, and you are automatically getting a line chart. Okay, and you can see you are getting a year over here, and I have displayed it initially as well, that when you click on this you are getting the quarter and the month, which will be appearing in a broken format. I If you want, let me go back. Here it is. Click on this drop down arrow and take the year from the bottom one. Now see, this is what we are getting, a line chart over here. It is displaying the monthly sales. Let me, if you want to increase or decrease the size of the line, you can increase the thickness of the line, or you can decrease the thickness of the line over here. Okay, let me take, this is fine for me, right? Then path, you can also change the path by, let me take this, and if you want this, or you can also take the third one, that is this. But I think the first one was more easily understandable, so let's go with the default one. If you want to change the color, you can change the color. Let's take orange, so the color has been changed. Or if you want, you can also put the profit into the color. Here it goes. I have put in the profit into the color, so you can see, although the profit is going up and down, but the minimum profit is being covered in this area. Okay, so here it is. The red color, the orange color, I should say, orange color over here indicating the losses. So overall, although the profit is increasing or decreasing, but this is the area where we are having a lesser or loss basically. So this was a line chart over here. Then we have a bubble chart. Let's see how can we create a bubble chart. So for this, let me take the sales on the basis of the region and putting the region into the color. And instead of putting the automatic, I will change it to the circle over here. And I will take the sales into the size. Let me take the region into the label, and sales, here it is. Sales also into the label. And I would like to display the sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. So you are getting the percentage comparison of the various region. Here it is. Okay, so this is the bubble chart. When you need a percentage comparison, you can take a bubble chart. Bubble chart is a good option for percentage comparison. Right. Let's let's proceed with the next visual. And the next visual we have is a bar chart, although we have created a bar chart initially also. So just for a revision purpose, let's see the bar chart over here. Let me take the sales on the basis of region. Let me further bifurcate it on the basis of the category, and let me put the subcategory into the color. And let me put subcategory into the label and sales value also into the table. This is what we are getting over here. And here is your bar chart. If you don't want this card, make it a habit, always remove the unwanted cards. And this is the bar chart appearing over here. Here it goes. If you want to increase or decrease the size of the bar, you can use this. So here is a bar chart. Let's see what comes next. The next chart which we are having over here is a tree map. So let's create a tree map over here. So for which, let me create the sales on the basis of the region, and let's make it as an entire view. I will put the region into the color and the sales into the size. And you can see I am getting the region wise bifurcation of the sales. So let me put the region into the label. Sorry, let me put the region into the label and sales also into the label. I'm getting the region wise sales over here. And if I wanted to further bifurcate it on the basis of segment, let's put the segment into the label again. And I want to further bifurcate it on the basis of not city, I want category. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Let me put the category into the label over here. So we are getting the further bifurcation of this. And remember, in the tree map, the first square will always give you the maximum value. So West Consumer Technology has generated the maximum sales, then West Corporate, and so on. From the Western region, the maximum sales has been achieved. So this is a tree map. When you need to compare too many different fields, you can use a tree map. Then we have a funnel chart. Funnel chart is again used for a percentage comparison. So let us take it over here and let me take the sales on the basis of region. Let's make it as an entire view. And we were doing funnel chart. Let me put the region into the color and sales into the size. And let's sort it. And here is your funnel. Let's try to do it once again. What I have taken the sales on the basis of the region, putting the region into the color and region into the color and sales into the size. And let's sort it. Say entire view, and let me put the region into the label and sales into the label as well. Sales, quick table calculation, percentage of total. This is what we are getting over here. So here is your funnel chart. So it also indicates that the maximum sales has been generated from the western region, then we have east, central, and the minimum has been generated from the south region. All right. Then we have one more type of a funnel, which is known as the advanced funnel. Let us see the advanced funnel over here. So that is funnel. Let me say advanced funnel. So here is the advanced funnel. So to create an advanced funnel, let me take the sales on the basis of the region. I'm taking the same example. Let me make it as a horizontal bar chart. Let's make it as an entire view and let's sort it. Hmm. So we have created a horizontal bar chart, and I will go to the automatic and I will compare it as convert to a area chart. Okay, it has been converted to a area chart, and if you will notice on this font, just notice this part. Doesn't it looks a half of this? It is the half part of this, right? Now I want the other half of it. Other half of it means before zero. Before zero means negative. So I have to create a mirror image of it. So to create a mirror image, I need to create a calculated field. Creating a calculated field as negative sales. I will say negative sales. Say okay. And I'm getting the negative sales over here. And let me put the. Now, if you wanted to put something over here, you can go to the negative sales. Let me put the region into the label, and I would also like to put the sales into the label, which I would like to display as a percentage. And if you want, you can also change the color. And then we have the sales, in which let us change the color first. Mm. And let us take the sales into the label over here as well. And here it is. So this is becoming your advanced funnel, where you are displaying the sales, the region, the sales percentage, and sales value. All the things have been displayed in the same page, right? A different way of doing a percentage comparison. Here it is. The next type of visual we have over here, it is known as a waterfall chart. So let me take this. This time I would like to take the profit on the basis of subcategory. Let's make it as an entire view. I will sort it and I will put the profit into the colors, right? Now this is normal bar chart. So I will go to this, and there you will see under the automatic, you will see one option that is known as a Gantt bar. So I will take this Gantt bar, and here if you see, it looks like a waterfall from the top to the bottom. It is displaying it like this. And to make it more appealing, I would like to put the profit into the size. So I'm getting a falling bars over here. Normally the bars starts from bottom to top, but this is falling from the top to the bottom. So these are known as this is known as a waterfall chart, because it resembles a waterfall as the water is falling from the top to the bottom. And by sorting, you can change the direction of this. Hmm. And in this, let me also display the profit as a label. So this is how you can get a waterfall chart. Then we have a heat map over here. Heat map is used to compare when we have too many values. For an example, let us compare. So this is waterfall. Let us do the heat map over here, where I would like to take the state. Let me take the subcategory also over here, and I'm putting the region into the filter. Hmm. And let's take a one region so that it will be easier to understand. Let me take a western region. Let's make it as an entire view. Let me put the sales into the size, and let me put the profit into the color. Let's change the color. Red gold. Yeah, this is fine. Apply and okay. Right, let me increase the size a bit. Here it is. All right. Now, if you see, just try to understand what the comparison we are getting it over here. So we have most bigger squares in the California. Maximum bigger squares are appearing in the California, which indicates that the maximum sales has been done in California. Now, while comparing, now look at the shade of this, the color shading of these squares. If you see the phone square, it is bigger, slightly bigger than the chairs, but the color of chair is very light when it compares to the phones. That means the phones, the sales of phones is 67,000, and the phones of chair is 63,000, almost similar. There's not a much of a difference in the sales value. But if we talk about the profit, in the phones we have generated a profit of 6,000, but in the chairs the profit is just 2,000. Okay. And on the other hand, if you compare the chairs and the binders, the sales of binder is comparatively very less from the chairs. Chair sales is 63,000 and the binder sales is just 28,000. But in chairs we have a profit of 2,000 and in binders we have a profit of 10,000. Okay, so here it becomes a more comparison, and this is overall of western region. In the western region, we can see the maximum sales has been done in California and Washington. Let us take south region and let's remove this. Oh, if you will see south, you will see that the sales is comparatively better distributed over here, right? There is a distribution in the sales over here, right? Florida, we have good sales and we are getting more bigger squares over here. North Carolina, here it says few things are giving us losses. Machines has given us a loss, and we can say this table has given us a loss, and so on. So my just focus is that it is becomes easier. Heat map is very useful when we have to compare many values together. Okay. Then we have the pie chart over here. So let's take a pie chart. Again, you know the pie chart, which is used for a my God, which is used for a percentage comparison. Here it is. Let us create a pie. Let me take the sales on the basis of, let's take segment this time. Let's put the segment into the color, and instead of automatic, I will make it as a pie, and I will put the sales into the angle. And here we are getting a pie chart. Let's make it as an entire view. I can script the sales to the labels and segment also to the labels, and I can convert sales sales quick table calculation and percentage of total. So we can see over here that the 50% of the sales has been generated from the consumer sector, 30 is corporate, and the minimum contribution is of office, that is 18%. And if you want, you can further bifurcate it on the basis of, let's take category. Hmm. This is what you are getting over here, but the 50, right, here it is. Now, if you will see in all the categories, the percentage contribution of consumer is the maximum, which is somewhere around 50%. Okay. So this is how you can create a pie chart. Proceeding further, let's see how can we create a map. So creation of a map is very easy in Power BI. Sorry, my bad. In Tableau, that is, you just have to double click on the state. You see this globe. This globe indicates a geographic type. Geographic type means this field contains a data which has some longitude and the latitude values. So you see, I just double click it and I'm automatically getting a map over here. Let me put the name of the state into the label. Let me put the sales into the label, and let me also give the sales into the color. So this is what we are getting over here. And instead of giving the sales value, it will be more better if I give the percentage of total. Percentage contribution will be better. And let me hide this card. Here it is. So you are getting the sales. Oh, I think sum of sales. Okay, let me take the sales once again over here and go to this quick table calculation percentage of total. Yep, now it is fine. Here it is. So you can see the sales percentage of the various states. We are getting the sales percentage of the various states, and California and the New York are the darkest one, and the maximum sales has been generated from California, that is 19%. Okay, so here this is how we can get a map over here. And if you wanted to create any other map, let's someone are asking about the India map, so I will also give you an example of this, for which I have to open another instance of Tableau, and let me connect to the data which contains India data. Here it is. I have a data with the name India temp. Here I have a this city temperature. Let me take this sheet over here. It's a small data in which I have the name of the cities of uh, Delhi, sorry, cities of India along with the temperature. Few cities over here. Let me go to the sheet one and let me simply double click on the city, and it is appearing as a geographic field, and let's see whether we get the map or not. Now here you see I'm not getting a map over here. Why? And something 10 unknown is appearing over here. What is this 10 unknown? So to resolve this issue, I can go to the map, say edit locations, and see the country over here is USA. You can change the country from here, from USA to India. What's happening? India, right? Here it is, and simply click on OK, and now you are getting the India map over here. Let me put the name of the city into the label, and I will also put the temperature into the label. Okay, now if you notice over here, still there is something 3 unknown is visible. What is this 3 unknown? I will double click on this 3 unknown and say edit location, and this is because of the spelling mistakes we have done. So if there is, I have done it intentionally so that if you do not have the value which you are looking forward to, you can just click on this drop down arrow over here and simply search for this. It's Bengaluru. Similarly, Chandigarh. Now, if you will see NBD, you will not find NBD anywhere because it is a small city in UP state. So, and in this list also, you will not find this city anywhere. In this case, what has to be done? I can, let me go to the Tableau data and say India temp. So I have taken the longitude and latitude value of this place from Google. So you can just specify the longitude and latitude values. So I can click on this, enter longitude, latitude, say the latitude, longitude, say okay and okay. Hmm. This is what we are getting over here, and you can see the unknown has been removed, right? This is how we can get a India map on this. Clear? Now let me clear it out everything, and I will go to the data source. I will remove the city temperature, and I will take another sheet that is population, and I will go over here, double click on the state, and you see I am automatically getting the India map. Why? Because I have set the country as India. And now let's take the population into the label, population into the color, and let's take the state into the label. I would like to put the population into the color. Here it is. And display the population as percentage, quick table calculation, percentage of total. You can change the color also. Say apply and okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. My bad. Apply and okay. And there is one, still you can see one unknown because again there will be some mistake with the name of the field in the data. So it is Manipur. You just write Manipur and say okay, the unknown will be resolved. Okay, so this is how you can get a India map. So that is how we play around with the maps in this, right? So we have seen the India map. Okay, and right. Okay, here it is. So this was the India map. I'm not focusing on the assignment as of now. First of all, let me give you the value which I wanted to give. Now I will show you something. So these are the different type of visuals which we can create in Tableau, and much more are there. But much more are there which we can do. But just looking at the time constraint, and I wanted to make you at a level so that you can do at least something, and you will be at a level to create a dashboard. So that's why I have selected these few visuals over here. Sorry. So right, so is it all going good? Okay, right. So are you getting some value out of it? Are you feeling that the time which you are devoting with me is useful for you? You will be taking some value out of this module? Yes, I'm getting a lot of answers. Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I have seen few questions in the very much informative. Thank you very much. So please try to understand. There are few questions I am trying to answer and address most of the questions which I can. Yes, sure. Practice. Definitely, the practice has to be done. And I am not able to answer all the questions because if I will be answering all the question, I will not be able to deliver the value which I have to deliver to you, right? So here we have a capping of the time. So please try to understand all the questions will not be, I won't be able to answer, but I will try to answer as much as I can. And considering that what all I have to deliver, I should deliver. Right. For the recording and all, you can contact the admin team. Admin team will definitely support you in that. Okay. So here is some very interesting feature in the Tableau, that is the animation. I hope you will like that. So it is not, I will not say that it is very much something like animation we have seen in PowerPoint transactions and animation, nothing like that. But you can go to the format and you will see there's an option called any. But before, let me create a chart first. So let me take the sales on the basis of subcategory. I'm taking a previous example only and putting the category into the color. I'm making it as horizontal bar chart. Let's make it as an entire view. Sorting, labeling, putting the category into the filter. Right. Now see, I will go to the format and say animation. By default, the animation is off. By default, the animation is off. You can make it on, and whatever you will be doing, it will be impacting the entire workbook. Now the animation is on. You can set the duration over here. You want to make it comparatively slower, right? And there are only two styles, that is simultaneous and sequential. Let's see when we apply this, what happens. You remove the office supplies and see what happens. Can you see the animation over here? In a very decent manner, it is moving out. So here it is simultaneous like this. Let us change the style to sequential. Sequential means one by one. So whenever you are changing the filter, something is moving out and the rest of the things are occupying the remaining space. So let me remove office supplies. Office supplies removed. The remaining space has been occupied by the rest of this. Here, let me increase the speed a bit. I will make it as a medium. Let me remove the technology. Technology removed, office supplies taken the space. So that is known as animation over here, right? So to make your visual look more dynamic, you can switch on the animation feature. And let us take one more example over here. Hmm, Okay, right. I think yesterday we have talked about a parameter. So let's take one example. I will like to take the sales. Let me take the sales and let me take the profit. Sales and the profit. We are getting a scatter chart over here. Let's make it as an entire view and let's increase the size of this bubble and let's change some different shape. Hmm. Let me put the category into the color. So we are getting the bubbles of the three categories. I don't want this card. I am removing this card from here. Let me display the sales value into the label, or instead of putting the sales, I would like to put category into the label. Now, what I want that whenever I click on a particular visual, it should be broken and I click on a particular category, the category should be broken down by subcategories. Split I want. So for this, I need to do some calculation over here. First of all, I need to create a parameter. Create parameter. Let me name it as something like PSC. I will like to make it as a string type parameter with the current value as none. We will be dynamically be providing the value to this parameter. Say okay. Here is the parameter. Now I will create a calculated field. Let me say SC and I will say if parameter is equal to category, then subcategory, else nothing. And okay, now I will put the subcategory into the details. I will also put the subcategory into the labels. Hmm, labels, right? And that is fine. Now I will go to the worksheet. You will see there is an option called action. I will say add action. What I'm doing, I'm trying to dynamically give the value to the parameter. So I will say change parameter, and I will name that is the parameter PSC. Field is the category. Aggregation none. Set the value to nothing. On select. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me click on this and let me click outside. I will go to the format, animation. Now, by default, as it is on, so it is on for all the worksheets. You can only switch on or switch off a worksheet, this animation. Whenever you switch on or off, it will be done by default for the entire workbook. But if you wanted to work on a particular worksheet, so here you can say selected sheet, animation, I will say on, and here I can increase the speed, let's say 30, and instead of sequential I will say simultaneous, and let's see how it works. This looks better. Let me click outside. Here it goes. Let me close this. Right, and let me do to make it more appealing, let me do quick formatting. I can right click over here, go to the format, I can go to the grid line. First of all, I will remove this grid line from the back. I will go to the font and I will change the font color. Let me make it as a bold, increasing a font a bit and changing the color to green over here. And I can go to the fill color over here. Let me take the fill color as black. So this how it is appearing. Here it goes. Here is your visual. Now you click on the office supplies and see it has been broken by. Let's click on the furniture. Furniture, table, bookcase. You click on technology, it will be further broken down. Okay. So we have make more dynamic visual. Dynamic visual we have created over here. Let's take one more example. Something really interesting I wanted to show you over here. Let us take the sales on the basis of order date. Let's make it as an entire view. I don't want the animation as of now, so I'm switching off this animation. Okay, and here let's take the month. I will put the order date into the filter so that I can focus on 1 year. This is what we are getting. And I will put the order date into the pages over here and see what happened when I put it into the pages. I'm getting a new option over here. I will change it to the month over here and I'm getting a dot. Now see what happens when you click on this play button. You are getting a motion visual over here, a moving chart. This is known as a motion visuals in Tableau. More dynamic view can be displayed over here, right? I will say show history, click on this drop down, and before that, let me go to the, instead of automatic, I will take it as a shape, and let's take some better shape over here. I'm taking a star and increasing the size a bit. And I can also take the sales into the size. Hmm. I can click on this drop down over here. All. Hmm. Here it goes, right? Now, and let me take this as well. Here it is. Now you click on, and I also like to display the profit over here. Let me also take the profit. Here is the profit. I will put measure names into the colors, and I will like to give some different colors to the sales and the profit. Let me put the profit as green and sales as golden. Line. Okay. I will also change the shapes over here. Here it is. And here we also have a form option of copying the format. So I can copy the formatting, and I want the same sort of formatting over here. Right click, copy formatting, right click, paste formatting. So the format has been done. And now see what you will be getting over here. Just click on the play button and see what you will be getting. So this is a motion visual. So you can see that how impressive visual you can create over here. It is giving you the entire state, how the sales and the profit has been done. If you want further, you can say 2015 also, and it will keep on moving for the next year as well. So in the 2015, we have seen the dip in the sales. It has gone down. There are losses. Right. So these are known as the motion visuals. Okay, so we have seen the different type of visuals. Now see about the dashboards. What are dashboards? So till now you have seen on every page I have created only one visual. Dashboard is a collection of worksheets. Dashboard is the collection of a worksheet on a same page, and we use to summarize this information. Now let me quickly create few of the visuals from the dashboard point of view. So I'm creating for you. Let me take the sales on the basis of category, making it as an entire view, putting the category into the color. Let's make label sorting. I don't want the card. I'm removing the card. Right. Let me name it as category. Let's take another one where I would like to take the sales on the basis of subcategory, putting the category into the color, sorting, labeling, making it as an entire view, and making it as a horizontal bar chart. I'm removing the card over here. Let me name it as subcategory. Let us take another one where I would like to display the sales. I'm sorry, Sales on the basis of, let's take segment this time, and I would like to put the segment into the color, and sales into the size. I would like to put the segment into the label, and sales also into the label we are getting. And I would like to display the sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. And let me also take category over here, and let's make it as entire view. Sorted. Here it is. So we are, let me name it as segment. And also notice the percentage, which is consumer 17%. So it is with respect to the overall. So we have to use compute using over here, compute using segment. Now I'm getting the appropriate percentage. Remove the unwanted cards. I don't want this card, so I'm removing these cards from here. Let us take another one. Let me name it as an year. I would like to take the sales on the basis of order date, and let me put the category into the color. Let's make it as an entire view, and that's it. And I don't want this card, so I'm removing this card from here, and I would like to put category into the label. Hmm. Let us take one more over here. Let me name it as region, where I would like to take the sales on the basis of region. Let me put the region into the color. Instead of automatic, let me make it as a circle and put the sales into the size over here. And let us put the sales into the label and region also into the label, putting the sales as quick table calculation percentage of total. And let me also bifurcate it further on the basis of category. Let's make it like this, and let's take it as an entire view. Okay, and let's take one more over here, where I would like to take the state sales. Let me put the state into the label, sales into the label, and the sales into the color. And let me sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. This is what we are getting. I don't want this card, so I'm removing this card over here. Hmm. And this is state. Let's go to the dashboard over here. The first icon which you see is of adding a new worksheet. The second icon you see is of the dashboard. So here is the dashboard. Now to work in this, you will see all the sheets which are there in there. All the sheets which are there in the this your workbook are appearing over here. You can take whatever you want. I can simply double click on the state. Let us take the region, year, segment. I just double click over here, subcategory and category, and my dashboard is ready. See how my visual looks. Does my visual looks great? Let's see, what do you say? Is it visual looking nice, presentable, yes or no? If no, type in no. No, no. Oh, okay. Yes, it's not looking that great. Okay, okay, types. So let us make it as awesome, right? So we have to do few things over here. So first thing, if you notice, what are the challenges over here? The challenges are, let's focus once again about the problems. Here it is. All the visuals are in the center of the screen, and the left and right space is lying vacant. So first, this thing has to be resolved. So to resolve this thing, we have to make the size. Always remember, the size needs to be automatic. This is the first thing which you do when you come to the dashboard. Comparatively better now. You can see this card is not required over here, and that was the reason I was removing the cards. Otherwise, I will have too many unwanted cards over here. So I can remove this card. I simply removed the card. And now let me rearrange these visuals over here. let me put, I can move this visual, let me put it over here. Let us take the category on the top, this. Let us take one more over here, here, right? Let me, here, and let me put it over here, and let me put it over here. Let's reduce the size of this, and let me reduce the size of this as well. Right. And if you don't want this titles, you can remove the sheet title by hiding the title. Okay. And so the title has been removed, and you want to have a common title for the dashboard. So there is an option of show dashboard title. You are getting the dashboard title. You can double click on it and you can specify the title over here. So I will say super store sales summary. You can just make the changes, some formatting changes so that it looks more better. Let's take some different color. Here it is. Now the visual looks better. Okay, comparatively better, but still I say that something is missing over here, that it is not interactive. It is a static one. So let's make it as interactive. So what can I do? Let us take any of the visual. I can click on this drop down arrow and say show filter, filters, and on the basis of category. Now you see that you have got the interactive filter over here, but this filter is applicable only to the visual on which through which you have created the filter. Now to make this filter applicable to the entire what do you say, to the entire workbook, let us take this, and there's an option of apply to worksheet, all using this data source, all using this data source. Now you remove office supplies, you remove technology. It is impacting all the visuals. Right? Now, if you will see that because of this visual, this filter, this space is lying, my space is getting wasted. Here we have to manage the space more effectively because we have a limited space for multiple visuals. So what can I do? I can click on this drop down arrow and you will see a single value slider. Let's take a single value slider and let me try to put it at the bottom over here so that it takes lesser space. I will reduce it and now see it will be more better. Furniture, office supplies, technology. This is what you are getting over here, right? This is how you are making it interactive. And there could be another way also of making it interactive. Let me go to any of the visual, click on this drop down arrow, and there is an option of filter, sorry, use as filter. Click on this, click on this drop down arrow, say use as filter. Click on this, click on the drop down arrow, say use as filter. Click on this, click on the drop down arrow, say use as filter. Click on this, the drop down arrow, and use as filter. Click on this, the drop down arrow, and use as filter. I have created all the sheets which are there on my desktop as the in the dashboard as a filter, and now see what happens. I wanted to talk about West region. Click on the West. Your entire visual is dashboard is talking about the West. West of furniture. I want south of technology. It is talking about south of technology. Let's take east of office supplies. It is giving me the details of eastern region of office supplies. Let me click outside. I am getting everything. I want the year for 2014. I am getting the 2014 status. I want to talk about phones. I'm getting only the details of phones. Okay, you wanted to see the sales of California. I'm getting the details of California only. Let us say I want to get the details of Florida. I'm getting the details of Florida only. Okay, here it goes. How is this now? Right, absolutely. It is perfect over here. So we are getting a very much dynamic. So that is the power of Tableau, that we are getting the dynamic visuals over here. Right. Thank you. So and so easily, I have just created this visual in front of you. It has taken almost 10 minutes, not more than 10 minutes. Creating, I have 6 visuals I have created, done the formatting, created a dashboard, make it dynamic, and so on. So you can see the timing it is taking. So you just wanted to make you realize the power of Tableau, right? So here it is. So this was about the dashboard, and let's come to the final product of Tableau, that is the story. The last icon which you see over here is the story. Okay. And in story also, the first thing which has to be done is the size, that is make it as an automatic. Now, all the worksheet and the dashboard which you have worked on are appearing over here. Okay. You can drag and drop anything you want. Either you can double click. Let me double click on the state. I'm getting the state sales. And on the top, you are getting a small box, and this box is known as a caption box. This caption box, if you wanted to write something about your visual, let's take California revenue. Oops. Hmm. Let us take the region now. Region. East and West has what say. Hmm. Let us take the year. You can write anything. I will say overall overall growth. Let us take segment over here. Consumer has given max sales. Then let's take category. Let's take the category. You can write anything about it. Same, you can put the subcategory, and you can also put the dashboard. Here it is. Oh, sorry. If you don't want the story title, you can remove the story title over here, and here it goes. And let's see. So this is your final presentation for your client, for the management, whatever is required, right? So now you are presenting the data of the superstore, in which you are displaying the first visual, in which you are saying, okay, in this visual, it is clearly seen that the California has generated the maximum revenue. 19% of the contribution of the overall US revenue is coming from California. Moving towards the next visual, we can see that East and West has been the maximum contributor in the sales. In the furniture and office supplies, the maximum sales has been generated from the Eastern region, and in the technology, the maximum sales has been generated by the Eastern region. Proceeding further, we can see in overall we are growing. Only in the 2015 there was a slightly dip in sales. In the technology and office supplies, sales of furniture is continuously growing. Proceeding further, we can see that the consumer has given us the maximum sales in all the categories. Around 50% of the contribution is coming from the consumer sector. Talking uh, about the category, we can see that the maximum sales has been generated from the technology category, and phones and chairs has given us the maximum sales, which is far ahead from the rest of the competitors, rest of the subcategories, I should say. And here is a final summary of the superstore, where we are displaying the state sales, category sales, subcategory sales, region, segment, and year-wise sales. And if we just wanted to focus on the technology, here it is. So we are getting the details of the technology. In technology, phones being the maximum contributor to the sales. Overall, there is a growth, and maximum sales is coming from the Eastern region. And this is all what we wanted to display, right? Here it is. So how is this a story? Right. Yes, you can do a lot of formatting. I have not done much of formatting over here. Thank you for the responses. I have not done much of a formatting over here because my focus is to tell you more about the options which we can do. Definitely you can go to the formatting, as I have done the formatting on only one sheet with some different backgrounds and all. Right. Okay. Right. So right now, how confident? Few questions from you. How can we show this video to someone having the Tableau? Definitely. Now coming up to the sharing. Very good point you have highlighted. We have done our part. Now it needs to be shared with the Tableau online, right? For which, to share your visualization. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care and wish you a great career ahead. Bye bye. See you.